You know, being me, Greg Shapiro, the American Netherlander, many people recognize me on the street. They recognize me as Bill Nye the Science Guy, who is an American television presenter who believes you can teach Americans about science. And I don't believe that, which is why I had to leave the country. Hello and welcome to this edition of Climate Good News, and to be clear, I am not talking about climate feel-good news. Feel-good news, which is, in other words, bullshit. These days, there are too many examples of feel-good news posing as real good news, and there are several different categories that you have to be aware of. Category 1, the bait and switch. Or, if you will, the clickbait and switch. Example, Norway introduces the world's biggest floating wind farm, which will power oil and gas platforms in the North Sea. Damn it! Example 2, California unveils the largest EV charging station in the world, which is partially powered by diesel generators. Damn it! Example 3, Indonesia is conducting test flights using biojet fuel. Biojet fuel mixed with palm oil. Category 2, accidentally making us realize the bigger problem. This man in France creates an environmental charity with 200 million lottery win rather than buying sports cars. That's great. I guess since we can't make our billionaires pay their taxes, then all we need to survive on this planet is climate charities funded by people winning the lottery. And category 3, taking credit for things that already exist. Example, watch this cargo ship fly a giant kite to save fuel and cut emissions. Attaching a sail to a shipping vessel. What shall we call this never-before-seen technology? Hashtag failing. It would be the same as writing a headline like farmers find new use for cow manure. If you spread it on fields, it acts as fertilizer. Literally bullshit. Fortunately, with each of these 5 examples, I've done a bit more digging to find the real good news. Bear with me. Sure, the world's largest floating offshore wind farm is powering fossil fuels, but the world's largest offshore wind farm project has started powering the UK grid. And it's perfectly in line with Brexit. Refugees no, free energy, yes. And the world's largest electric vehicle charging station might be partially powered by diesel generators, but in Utrecht, world's first Dutch program will use ride-share cars as a grid battery. You see, they're not relying on industry secrets like sometimes we need to use diesel generators. They're instead relying on industry secrets like share cars and most cars spend most of their time sitting there doing nothing. The lottery guy, I don't know what to do about that. But the idea of attaching a kite to a cargo ship has now led to what might be an EU requirement for something called wind wings that look like this. And Indonesia might be using palm oil, which is not so sustainable, but more and more people are making SAF, sustainable aviation fuel, from UCO, used cooking oil. It's like John Travolta said in Pulp Fiction. You know what they put on their French fries in Amsterdam instead of ketchup? Mayonnaise. Ugh. I seen them do it too. They fucking drown them in that shit. And then they fly an airplane with it. Thanks for watching Climate Good News. I've been Bill Nye the Science Guy.